There is a drawer in my bedroom that I have not fully emptied yet. Inside it are things that look like nothing to anyone else: a grocery receipt, a folded piece of paper with his handwriting on it, a note I wrote to myself at 2 a.m. about 3 weeks after he was gone. I kept that note because on the days when grief tells me I am not strong enough, I go back and read it. And I remember that the woman who wrote it survived something she did not think she could survive. Today, I want to show you how to write yours. Most grieving people are extraordinarily gentle with everyone around them. They show up for others, they hold space, they check in, but they are ruthless with themselves. They measure their grief against timelines that were never meant for them. They question their strength in the middle of the hardest thing they have ever survived. They forget to write themselves a letter. Today, that is exactly what we are going to do. Sometimes healing does not look like a big breakthrough. Sometimes it looks like a small piece of paper, a note you write to yourself in the middle of a storm, so that one day when you look back, you will remember how far you have come. I want to talk about writing for a moment. Not writing as a talent or a skill, but writing as a survival tool. When time passed, I did not know what to do with everything I was feeling. Grief is enormous. It fills every room, it sits in every silence, and there is only so much of it you can carry in your body before it needs somewhere to go. So I started writing, not beautifully, not perfectly, just honestly. Pages filled with raw feelings I was writing just to survive the weight of losing him. And over time, I realized something. Those pages were not just releasing pain, they were tracking evidence. Evidence that I had survived another day. Evidence that I was still here, still thinking, still feeling, still reaching towards something. Evidence that grief, as heavy as it was, has not taken me completely. Grief journaling is one of the most researched and most recommended tools in mental health and bereavement support. Not because writing fixes grief, but because it gives grief a container. It takes the enormous formless weight of loss and turn it into something you can actually look at. Something with edges, something that begins and ends on a page. And something extraordinary happens when you can look at your grief on a page. You realize you are bigger than it. If I could write a letter to my past self, to the woman who sat in that hospital room holding Tam's hand, not knowing that those were some of their last hours together. Here is what I will say. Dear Lucian, you do not know yet how strong you are. I know that right now, strength feels like the furthest thing from what you have. But I need you to hear this. The same heart that is breaking in the hospital room will one day be the same heart that carries you. You are going to cry in parking lots and grocery stores and in the shower where no one can hear you. You are going to open his coat pocket one day and find a grocery receipt in his handwriting, and he's going to stop you completely. You are going to stand in the cologne aisle at Macy's and fall apart because his scent is still in the world even when he's not. And through all of it, you are going to keep showing up, not because you feel brave, but because love taught you how. The podcast you are going to build from this grief will reach people you have never met. People sitting in their own hospital rooms right now. People standing in their own grocery store aisles. People who needed to hear your story so they could survive their own. Hold his hand a little longer tonight. Tell him everything you need to say. And know that what comes after, as impossible as it seems from where you are sitting, will not break you. Love the woman you are becoming. Before we continue, I want to pause here for just a moment. If this conversation is finding you in a tender place today, I want you to know there is more support waiting for you beyond this episode. My memoir, When Goodbye Comes Too Early, Learning to Breathe Again Through Love and Loss, shares the full journey from TM diagnosis through loss and into healing. You can find it on Amazon. The link is always in the description below. And I also have a healing journal available on Etsy at LTP Hope Shop. It is a quiet digital workbook designed to give you space to write through your grief at your own pace. Grief journal prompt, reflection pages, and room for the word you have not been able to say out loud yet. That link is in the description too. You can find more resources and connect with me at ltphopeauthor.com. And if you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe at youtube.com at ltphope so these conversations keep finding you. New episode of When Goodbye Comes Too Early release every week on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Hit follow so you never miss one. Now, let us keep going because what I want to share next might be exactly what you needed to hear. Grief has a way of changing what we hope for. In the beginning, all I wanted was to go back to before the hospital, to before the diagnosis, to before the morning everything changed. I would have given anything just to have one more ordinary day with him, one more morning with coffee he made for me, that he never drank himself. One more evening of nothing in particular, but hope changes as you heal. I do not pray for what was anymore. I pray for peace in what is and courage for what is still ahead. That shift did not happen overnight. It happened in small moments I almost miss. A morning when I woke up and the first thought was not grief. An evening when I laughed at something genuinely and did not immediately feel guilty about it. A conversation where I talk about him and smile instead of breaking. Maybe that is what healing really is. Not the absence of grief, but the gradual, quiet expansion of everything else alongside it. Learning to write new letters to yourself as you grow, each one a reminder that you're still becoming, each one a soft echo of love that never left. Whether you have been grieving for 3 weeks or 3 years, whether you are in the acute pain of early loss or the quieter ache of long term grief, these journal prompts are for you. You do not need to write beautifully. You do not need to complete sentence. You just need a pen or a piece of paper and 5 minutes of honesty. What do you know now that you wish you had known in your earliest days of grief? What do you know now that you wish you had known in your earliest days of grief? What is one thing you have done in the last month that proves you are stronger than you thought? If your future self could send you a message right now, what do you think she will say? What will you want to remember about this season of your life in 5 years? And lastly, what is one thing you are proud of yourself for, even in the middle of this? Write one, write all five, write none of them today and come back tomorrow. There is no one way to do this. The only requirement is honesty. And if I could write a letter to the woman I am right now, the one recording this episode, the one who has survived the last year and still here, still showing up, still choosing to share their story, here is what I will say. Dear Lucian, thank you. Thank you for showing up when it hurt the most, for choosing grace when bitterness tried to take root, for learning how to breathe again, slowly, honestly, one day at a time. Thank you for saying Tam's name out loud when it would have been easier to go quiet, for sharing the cologne counter and the grocery receipt and the coffee you never drank, for trusting that someone else needed to hear those things. You did not do this perfectly. You were not supposed to. You did it honestly, and honest is always enough. Love the woman you were still becoming. I want to say something directly to you right now. If you are listening to this episode and you have never written yourself a letter, I want to invite you to write one today. Not a long one, not a perfect one, just one honest sentence to the version of yourself who was in the hardest moment. Tell her you see her. Tell her she did not fail. Tell her what felt impossible was actually the beginning of something she cannot see yet. And if you have been carrying grief alone because you do not want to burden the people around you, I want you to know that my healing journal, Etsy, was created specifically for that. For the words that needed somewhere to go but are not ready to be spoken out loud yet. It is a quiet space, a private one, just for you. You can find it at the link in the description below. And now I want to write one more letter. This one is to the version of me that is still ahead, the one I have not met yet, the one I am working toward every time I sit down to record. Dear future me, you will still miss him. I need you to know that first so it does not catch you off guard. You will still miss him on the ordinary Tuesday, on the hard anniversary, on the random moment when a song comes on the radio or his scent drift through a room, but it will not hurt the same way. You will still cry sometimes, but laughter will come easier and you will find peace, not the kind that forgets, but the kind that remembers gently, the kind that holds Tim's memory like something precious rather than something that tears you open every time you reach for it. You will look back at this season of your life one day and you will see things you cannot see right now. You will see how many people found their way through their own grief because you were willing to share yours. You will see how love, when it is giving a voice, does not stay content to one story. It travels. It lands in places you never expected. It saves people you will never meet. Keep going. Keep saying his name. Keep making the coffee even when it is only for one. And know that grace has been carrying you the entire time, even when you could not feel it, even in the hospital hallways, in the quiet night, in the grocery store aisles, it was always there. Love the woman you are right now. And if you are listening right now and you need to write a letter to yourself today, I want to give you permission. Not a long one, not an eloquent one, just an honest one. Write it to your younger self who did not know how strong she was. Or write it to your future self who will one day smile again without it hurting. Or write it to the version of you who is reading this right now and needed to hear that she is doing better than she thinks. Write it from your heart. Tell her she made it. Tell her that grace was carrying her all along. Next week, we will close this season together with episode 10, Home Again. A reflection and finding peace, not in a place, but in your own heart. And the weeks after that, we will have a special season finale before our break. I cannot wait to share it with you. If today's episode moves something in you, please share it with someone who needs permission to be kind to themselves right now. A review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts help this podcast find the people who are quietly searching for it. Find a book, the Healing Journal, and more at the link in the description below. Tell her that Grace was carrying her all along. Until then, this is LTP Hope, reminding you that when goodbye comes too early, love is what helps us begin again. Until next time.